turn it on speaker view. So get knee to knee if you can, really close. Nice. So we like to start with a little movement. So just finding your interlaced fingers like this, and just find a little bit of improvisational movement. So start out slow, finding a little push and pull, finding ways to stretch with each other.
And finding your breath, just releasing any sounds. And slowly coming back to your center. You can keep the gaze nice and soft so that you're taking in your whole partner's body. And then we'll just bring the hands to our heart center. Slowly lowering the hands down towards the floor. And then back up through the midline, up through the forehead and above the head, creating this sacred space around your body, bringing it all the way back behind you. You can tap it down, so you're creating this kind of bubble of protection and sacred energy around your bodies.
So just feeling that safe bubble of energy that you're now in. Find the gaze of your partner across from you. Start to notice each other's breath. And while you're gazing into their eyes, see if you can notice the aura or the energy around their body. And just feel that energy merging with your own energy. Breathe into the heart center and feel this loving kindness emanating from the heart. Feel that merging with your partner.
You can slowly lean your foreheads together, nice and soft. You can bring your hands to your partner's knees if that's comfortable. Just a nice soft touch with the foreheads. Noticing what happens to your breath as you make that connection. And you might just take some gentle movement with the foreheads together, a little bit of swaying.
Just feeling this third eye connection with the place of wisdom, connecting with each other here. And then just a soft whisper, one at a time, just whisper in your partner's ear something you're grateful for. It can be about them or the relationship or just for the day. Just whisper something grateful.
And then coming back to your foreheads. And then just tuning into your own body and seeing if there is a desire that you have for this evening. And when you're ready, just one by one, whispering it into your partner's ear.
So then slowly coming away from that place of contact. Find a nice tall spine again. Find your partner's gaze. And we'll just do a simple twist here. We'll bring your left hand across to your partner's knee. So make a little twist already. And then bring your right arm around your low back. And then perhaps it's not necessary, but you might be able to catch your partner's hand behind their back. So if you have that grip, then you can, see if there's a little pull there that'll help them find a nice tall spine with an inhale. Then as you exhale, look over your right shoulder. One more full breath here. Fill the lungs, lift through the heart. And then exhale as you twist a little deeper. Beautiful. Slowly release if you have the grip and unwind. Shake it out a little. We'll go to the other side. So right hand draws across to their thigh or knee, and left arm reaches around. Again, the grip isn't necessary, and one side might be tighter than the other. And then just find a nice tall spine with an inhale, and then as you exhale, twist. So you can communicate with your partner if you want more pull or less pull. Do one more deep breath together. Slowly unwinding. Nice. And then from here, we'll come to our hands and knees. So remove the cushion that you have and find a place where your knees are protected and you're on a nice soft pad, and just face each other.
You can even use a pillow for your knees if you want an extra cushion. So just find your way. We'll be facing each other, and if the music is ever too loud, just let us know. So just getting onto the hands and knees, just finding your way by pressing one hand into the earth and then the other.
And then we'll start a little cat-cow. So as you inhale, look at each other, get really close. And exhale, look towards your belly, around the spine. Inhale, come up and gaze at your partner. And exhale, around the spine. One more time. Inhale, lift. Find that beautiful person in front of you, and then exhale around. And then start to do little circles with your hips as you come a little bit closer. And we're just going to bring our head into each other's shoulders. So coming ear to ear, just nuzzle your head in, just like a cat would. Just coming really close. Sometimes it helps to meow here. Make little cooing sounds. So it can be therapeutic if you're trying to get in there and give a little massage, or it can just be fun and playful to find that little side of the face, the ear touching.
And then as you switch over to the other side, just really focus on the soft touch of your faces together, the cheek, the ear. Just making it more delicate and really gentle. Finding the breath together.
And slowly from here, just sitting back toward child's pose, hips towards your heels. Let the forehead rest. Take a deep breath here. Your fingers can be touching. Then we'll slowly come back up. This time, step the right foot up by your right hand. So take a nice step and come into a lunge. So bring your hands to your front knee. So we'll scoot back so you guys can see us. So from here, your right knee's forward. You're going to bring your left to left grip. Right? And then finding that grip, lift the heart. And if you like, you can reach the opposite arm. Finding a nice stretch through that back thigh, so as using each other to find a little bit of trust and lean back and open. One more full breath here. Softly release the right hand to your knee. And then the left hand can just come down to the floor. And begin a little twist. Look over your right shoulder. You can stay here or reach your right arm up. Finding a nice twist here. And softly release right hand as you straighten the right leg. Lift the toes into a hamstring stretch. So just finding a little bit of opening here in the back of the leg. Lift your heart and look up toward each other as you inhale. And then as you exhale, your forehead can drop toward the knee. Your knee can be bent softly here. One more breath. And then softly bring that right knee back to meet the left. Wag your hips a little bit. Then we'll step the left foot forward. Come into the other side. So bring your torso up, and then we'll find that right to right grip. So forearm to forearm. Left arm reaches up. Again, a little bit of counterbalance here as you lean back and find a little bit of pull with your partner. Lifting through the heart and then sink into your hips. Let your hips drop and find that opening. One more breath. Softly release left hand to the knee, right hand to the floor. Do a little twist, look over your left shoulder. You can stay here or lift the left arm. Deepen that twist. And then softly release left hand outside of your left foot. Straighten that leg, lift the toes. Find your hamstring. So inhale, lift the gaze, look up. And then exhale, forehead to knee. One more breath. Beautiful. And then softly bring your left knee back to meet your right. Again, find your child's pose, sit back. Hands can be touching here. Forehead on the mat. Feel your connection with the earth, your partner, all the lovers out there in the world. Setting this loving kindness.
And slowly inhaling up, we'll just come to sit back to back with your partner.
So turn around
And as you get comfortable here, finding your way to come into this position, you can bring your left hand to the heart, your own heart. Right hand can come to your belly. And then just tune into the back door of your heart. So right behind the heart, when you get into that sensation of your back body, just feeling that heart energy start to pour into your partner's back. So see if you can actively just allow that heart energy to pour through your partner's back fully. Just like you're pouring paint onto a canvas. You can start to let the hands rest on your thighs and then finding a small movement together. I just have this organic improvisational movement, circling.
just feel the energy of your spine connected with your partner. Moving in unison together, keeping the spines attached.
And you're going to slowly come back to stillness. Good, and then bring the palms together right at the heart center. lifting up through the crown of your head. We'll go into the ha breath. So the ha breath is for the heart. So we'll do this on the exhale. Let's take a deep breath in together, breathing in. Let that all settle back to the earth. Releasing the hands and bringing the hands down to the floor, slowly peeling away, coming into your body. And just tuning into how you feel, what feels different in your body now from the time that you started this practice. And you can start to flutter the eyes open if you haven't already. And we'll just take a moment here to set up our space for the massage part of the evening. So if you're new to the practice, you can take 2 mats side by side, or 1 mat, and then you're just going to put a blanket over your mat. So whatever way you can make it so it's really comfy for your partner and you to both give and receive, knowing that there'll be times when you're kneeling, and so it's also sometimes good to have a pillow nearby. So for this evening, some of you might have gotten that email, some of you may not have if you signed up later. There's an option to use oil for the neck for part of the massage, but it's totally optional. So if you don't have that oil nearby, it's totally fine. Just make sure you do have a pillow that you can use for the practice, okay?
So one person who's going to receive is going to actually start seated. So if they need a cushion, they can sit on a cushion. But they're going to start seated, the receiver. The giver is going to come behind, and you want to have a pillow ready. So something that's a little thinner, like this one. Great. So I'm going to bring the pillow into her back, and I'm going to bring my knees just there so she can lean back against me. So I'll wait for everyone to get there, but while we're waiting, just finding your hands at your heart, breathing into your hands, feeling this loving kindness and appreciation that we have this time together. Feeling loving kindness moving from your heart, down your arms, into your hands. And when you're ready, you can slowly, with straight arms, just use the soft part of your palm to find that nice, perfect fit close to the neck. So your palms, my fingers are facing out toward the deltoid, and my palms are just there on the soft tissue just close to the neck, and then I'm going to slowly pour my weight down. So we're going to teach some non-verbal cues. So the receivers now can tell us if they want more. Anjali will show us more is that. So I'm going to push a little harder. When I find her sweet spot, she's going to give me a thumbs up. Oh, okay, there's a good spot. If it's ever too much, you can of course scream or just tap out on the floor. So those are our nonverbal cues. You can lift up and move the hands a little bit further away from the neck. So with straight arms, I'm just pouring my weight down. So again, wait till you get that thumbs up so you know that's their ideal pressure. This is a great way to calibrate your touch when you're working with each other. You keep pressing until you get a nice thumbs up, then you know that's a good amount of pressure. Sweet. And then we'll do one more, lifting off slowly. This time really imagine all the layers. So first just touch in with the skin layer, and then we're going to go a little deeper into the muscle, and then maybe even feeling the tendons underneath. And eventually there's bone, so way under the muscle. So just finding and really being sensitive to all those layers as you press down. One more deep breath here. And slowly releasing off your pressure. Beautiful. From there, we'll just find a seat behind our partner. So, scoot forward a little. So we'll sit behind, and so we're going to use our feet in their back. So you want to be close enough, like me, so my knees are bent about 90 degrees. I'm going to have her reach behind. And so I'm going to bring my feet. First one we'll do right along the spine. So maybe you can turn a little bit. Yeah, so you can see. So one foot's going to be down at the base of her spine, and one foot's going to be right between the shoulder blades. Grab the thumb like a motorcycle grip. This is why we call this a motorcycle. Lift your own heart, roll your shoulders back, and then slowly lean back. And then they could just do a little squeeze when it's a good amount. You can also ask them if they want more or less. Nice deep breath here. Inhale and exhale. Release slowly. Nice. The next one we're going to do is on either side of the spine. So bring your feet so they're parallel and see if you can find the base of their scapula, so the shoulder blade there. And then I'm going to tuck my toes under if I can. Again, inhale, lift your heart. Exhale, lean back. Roll the shoulders back. If you're receiving, it's up to you if you want to lift your head or keep it relaxed. One more breath here. Again, checking in with your partner is always good. Nice. Slowly release out of that. Nice. We'll bring our feet down to the bottom of the spine here. And I'm going to bring a pillow again. So find a pillow near you. Have them interlace their hands behind their head. And then put the pillow just there at their head. So she's going to trust and lean back. As she leans back, she's going to come onto my knees. So I'll wait till everyone's here. And if your toes are not feeling comfortable here, you can bring your feet out to the side. Some people like to play with the toes in the lumbar spine here. So if you have those kind of skills with your feet, you can push a little bit into the lumbar area, just being gentle there. We'll reach over their elbows and grab for the triceps here. If it's too far to reach, like this is pretty high, if I scoot back a little bit, then she comes lower. So you have a lot of control here by scooting forward or back, how much open she gets. Then I'm just grabbing the triceps, lift my own heart, and lean back. Sound is always helpful. If you're moaning or giving a nice sigh, that's always helpful. You can squeeze the triceps here, giving nice all the way into the armpits, getting the lymph moving there. Nice. And then from here, I'm just going to release her hands. So have her release the hands, reach overhead, and then circle them back down to the floor. If your toes are still tucked underneath, bring your feet out. So your toes are now out of the way. And I'm just going to scoot back and slowly lower her down to the floor. Once she's down there, I'm going to just lift the pillow and slowly move my legs out of the way so she comes down to the floor. Move the arms out of the way. Nice. And then it's up to them if they want the pillow there or not, but either way, lift the head up and get the hair out of the way. And I'm going to take the pillow out. The receivers can now decide if they want to lengthen their legs. That's a nice way to relax. From here, I'm going to bring my hands behind me and then just have my feet on the tops of the shoulders here. So I'm going to slowly apply some pressure, and it's more of a stretch here. We're tractioning the shoulders down and away from the ears. So you can communicate here if they want more or less. But again, just an effortless way to get a nice deep stretch on these trouble areas that often cause us stress. Then you can press a little more into the left side and see if the head rolls to the left. And then push into the right shoulder and see if the head rolls to the right. It's okay if it barely moves, but you're just pressing left and right really slowly. So the mantra when giving massage is you can always move slower. So whatever you're doing, see if you can do it about half the speed. And then wherever you are, just bringing the head back to neutral by pressing both feet. And then we'll use our big toes. So again, make sure there's no hair in the way there. And we'll bring our big toes into those little areas close to the neck. So you can kind of feel with your fingers first if you're not sure where to place your toes. And it's just that nice soft tissue in there. And then just check in, is that a good spot for my toes? And then once you have it, you can do little tiny micro movements with your toe, and it'll help disperse any energy there. You can slowly release and maybe find a spot a little further away from the neck. And we're just kind of searching for those nice nuggets that need to be released. And just holding the pressure there it's like an acupressure point. As they breathe, you might feel the release in the point there. Nice. And then slowly release your toes. You just bring your legs wide here and scoot a little closer. Nice. And then here's where you can grab some oil if you have some oil or lotion, or it's not necessary. So I'll show you without lotion. And so I'm just going to bring my hand underneath the neck and my fingers go on the other side of the spine. And we call this milking the neck because I'm just going to pull the energy up the neck and lengthen the back of the neck up to the hairline. So I'm just going to lift the head slightly and I'm sliding one hand at a time up the back of the neck. This is one of my favorite moves. Just have this done forever. So again, see if you can slow it down. Whatever speed you're doing, go about half that speed. And just feel the energy lengthening the back of the neck, creating more spaciousness there. And then from here, we'll just finding the fingers on either side of the cervical spine, slide all the way up to this little spot. It's called the suboccipital space. So some people have a big indentation there, some people don't, but there's just at the ridge of the occiput, so the base of the skull, where the spine meets the skull, there's a little space. And just gently press in and up, and then pulling towards you a little bit. So there's a little bit of traction. So there's the vagus nerve that runs here. So immediately quiets the mind when you press here. And it's just a great way to relieve stress, calm the brain. If you're ever having a trouble sleeping, this is a good spot to just press for a few minutes, and it really calms the whole nervous system down. From here, they might start to fall asleep, so we want our massage too. So we're just gonna do a little shampoo to end, and slowly, again, some people do this really fast. It feels better, I think, if you go really slow. Just massaging the scalp, getting all different areas of the scalp, behind the ears, on the top of the head, and just really using your fingers in circular motion, but going really slow. Feel how you can use all 10 of your fingers to really stimulate all the hair follicles here. Nice. And then to finish, we'll just bring the thumbs to the third eye. So right between the eyebrows. Pause there for a breath. And then slowly slide the thumbs up the top of the forehead and off to the crown chakra, at the top of the head. From here, we'll just make this lotus mudra. So bringing the thumb and pinky together and the fingers are open. Inhale, lift that mudra up, fill that cup with divine energy, and then slowly bring that energy to your heart. And then feel that energy releasing and filling your partner, this beautiful golden light. Nice. We'll give our partner a little space here, and a little self-care, if you like, is just shaking out the hands. You might feel some tingling, some energy after giving massage. And then just interlace the fingers, press the palms away. Inhale, reach up. And behind the head, press the head into the hands, open the elbows. Look up if you like. And then just curl the chin toward the chest. Elbows come together. Nice. So get together with your partner, get really close. You can either lay down with them or get in a nice cozy embrace and just ask them what they really liked about the massage. So always keeping it positive. What was your favorite part? You can come into the love straddle, we call it, where you get really close. Oh. So just taking a few moments to check in with each other. And then when we'll transition, you can drink some water, tea, whatever you have.
And receivers, just really tuning in to how this session felt in your body. Thinking about how you want to bring that into your partner's experience as well. So that's the gift of giving the second time around, is that we've already had the embodied experience. So now it's just that much easier to give the practice. So givers, you can go ahead and take the palms together. And then you'll just rub the palms, cultivating this sense of metta, loving kindness, just centering yourself as you prepare for your massage. So if you want to just be kneeling here, you can close down the eyes and just tune into that sense of loving kindness from the heart, radiating out through the arms and into the hands. You come up to standing, and then if you'd like, you can bring this pillow just to give a little bit of support for your partner. So without pushing too much, just allowing them to sit back on that support. We'll take the palms, the meaty part of the palms here, and place them on the trap. So right next to the neck, in that soft tissue, we're going to place the palms down. So the fingers can come out towards the shoulders. And then you'll just take a nice deep breath in. On the exhale, drop the weight down through your palms, straight down into the earth. And then receivers, if you want more, you can do that motion that Alok's doing with your hands. A little bit more. When it's good, thumbs up. And when it's too much, you can even just tap out. So just finding your way here as you drop the weight down, letting it just sink down without effort. Feel your partner's breath rising and falling. Use their inhale to push you out of the pose, coming out slowly. And then you're just going to move the hands out slightly to a new position. So it's just a micro movement. As your partner takes a deep breath in, you'll use the exhale to drop down into your second point. Settling in. Just appreciating that connection, that resonance between your two bodies. It's like you're sinking down to the bottom of the river. You don't know what you're going to find there. Let yourself sink down. And using the next inhale to come out of the pose. And one more micro movement. Sinking down on the exhale. Trusting your body and listening to your partner. Finding the breath rising and falling. The next breath in is going to push you gently out of the pose. And then just brushing off of the shoulders, you can take the pillow off and just come down to sit behind your partner. We'll come into that motorcycle position. So we're going to just look at the spine here, and we're going to take our feet onto the back. So one foot's going to be on the low back and one foot's going to be between the shoulder blades for our first gesture here. So if you want to take that left foot down low, and then the right foot's going to go in between the shoulder blades, you're going to take your hands to find your partner's hands, clasping around the thumb. The four fingers just are going to hold on to your partner. So it's a nice grip here between you and your partner. And you'll take a deep breath in. On the exhale, press with the feet as you pull back with the hands. So the feet are just kind of cupping the spine. They're not really pushing too hard. It's an even balance. And then the exhale releases that pose. Now your feet are going to move up the back. Turn a little bit more. The feet are going to move up the back so that they're right under the shoulder blades. See that? So if you're lucky, you can even stick the toes underneath the shoulder blades a little bit here. Deep breath in. And on the exhale, once again, pressing and pulling, just finding that perfect balance for you and your partner. Receivers can let them know if you need anything different. Good, and then releasing. And we'll do that one more time. Deep breath in. And exhale, push and pull. Nice, easy breathing together. Gorgeous. And then just gently releasing. We'll have partners bringing their hands interlaced behind the head. Givers, take a pillow, and you're just going to place that pillow right into your partner's head, right there in the support. They're going to lean back into you, and as they lean, that pillow is going to land right into your knees. So as you can see, my legs are holding him up. My feet are in the low back if that's comfortable. From here, you're going to just take your hands and you're going to bring them around so that you're grabbing onto the arms. Deep breath in, and on the exhale, leaning back. So not pulling too hard, it's just a gentle opening. Beautiful. Then you can start to work here on the upper arms if you can reach it. So I'm just squeezing on the triceps, getting into the armpit even. Really nice way to access this part of the body that normally doesn't get much attention. Beautiful. From here, releasing the hands, resting them down. And then we'll just take the feet wide. So if the feet are in the low back, start to take them down now onto the ground. And then we're just gonna slowly start to lower our bodies down. So givers, take the hands behind you, and then you're just gonna start to slowly lower your partner down, slowly, slowly, like an elevator. And then you're gonna bring your legs out of the way. As you bring your legs out of the way, their arms are gonna come back in. Let's do more right now. So from here, you might remove the pillow out of the way. And as you do so, we're just going to take our partner's neck and we'll start to do this milking kind of movement. So you can see my hands, they're just going underneath the neck and milking and lengthening the neck. So if you have oil, you can use oil now here. And we'll just start to milk the neck. Beautiful. Good. So just continuing with that milking. And the next time that you lengthen the neck, bring it nice and long and centered. Givers, you can now bend the knees and then bring the feet so that they're right on top of the shoulder. So the hands are behind, and we're just going to start to press the feet down into the shoulders. So nice and slow, you don't have to push too hard. Just giving a little bit of space here for the neck, the cervical spine. Then you can start to press one foot and then the other. So I'm pressing into the right, their head moves to the right, press into the left, their head moves to the left. So one more time on each side. And then coming back to your center, releasing the feet, and we'll take the big toes and use the big toes right into the traps. So we're gonna get right into those really kind of difficult parts of the body that don't want to release. So take the toes right into that area, and we'll start to work the big toes and even the little second, third, and fourth toes as well into the traps. So see if you can just use the toes to press and release into the traps, going for the lower part of the traps. Lengthening it out and then just brushing the feet off. Good. We'll come back to working onto the neck. And here's where we're going to work into that suboccipital spot that Alok mentioned. So I'm just going to show you all here on my own neck where that little divot is, that little indentation. So it's close to the hairline. And when we get our fingers right into that area, there's just this natural release that happens for our partner. So go ahead and take the hands, scoop them underneath the neck. If you have oil, that's helpful here. You can just use your fingers on either side of the cervical spine. And then as you come up towards the hairline, you'll get to that suboccipital area. And then you'll just bring the fingers right into that area. And it's just a gentle pressure into that suboccipital space. You might use 1 or 2 or even 3 fingers here to hold the space. Quieting down. You can connect with your partner's breath, rising and falling. Slowly releasing the fingers. Let them draw up the back of the scalp. So we're going to finish here with one of our favorite techniques, the shampoo. So you're just going to take the fingers and start to massage the scalp. So it helps if the hair is loose. You might want to remove any hair bands if you can. And as you do the work, see if you can go slow and really dig into the tissue of the scalp, getting underneath as well if you can. So the whole scalp likes to be massaged. And it's really easy for us to hold tension here. So working the entire scalp with the shampoo technique is such a beautiful practice. And then from here, we'll just take the thumbs and we'll just place them right over the third eye. The hands are resting on the sides of the forehead, centering. Coming to completion with our practice. Neck. Slowly bring the hands up above our heads. Collecting that golden nectar. And then letting it spread down through our heart center and out towards our partner. Gently spreading that through your partner's body. Bringing the palms onto your own heart center, drawing in, creating a little bit of space. Givers, you can interlace the fingers and then do a little bit of self-care here. Rolling out the wrists, one direction and the other. Open the wrist. Shaking it out. And as you're ready, you can just face your partner and share with your partner anything that you really enjoyed from this experience. It might even just be in that quiet stillness together.